Okay guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to make really simple but really delicious chicken and beef rice noodles. You can do this, you're going to love it. Let's check out the ingredients. Got some dark soy sauce, some Chinese vinegar, got some sesame oil, oyster sauce, fish sauce, a little bit of rice wine vinegar, got some peanut oil, and of course the pad thai noodles. And don't forget, I'm going to put a couple eggs in there too. Got my garlic over there. And yeah, that's some nigori sake in that cup. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and boil my noodles. But I only want to do it for like a minute or two just till they're soft. And then what I want to do is give them a little ice bath. Okay, we want to stop that cooking. So I'm going to put them in this ice bath right here. And I'm going to knock them around so that they will stop cooking. I don't want them to cook any further. They're going to finish cooking in the pan when I stir fry anyhow. We don't want these things all mushy, so that's not what you want. You really just want to kind of soften them up. And I want to make sure that I get that ice all over them so that they are nice and cool. I'm going to set that aside. That'll melt down a little bit. Then I'm going to get my beef. I had this great steak from last night. I'm going to cut that up. It was rare. So I'm going to cut it up in little thin strips. I just want small pieces of meat in this rice noodle dish. It's really more of a rice noodle dish with meat on it. I found a lot of Asian dishes don't have that much protein in it. It's more all vegetables and noodles. So I'm going to chop all these up into very small little pieces so that they just have a nice flavor and a nice texture once I get done with this dish. So I'm going to chop all these up. Here we go. You get the little pieces of fat and gristle out of there. You know, this is a ribeye steak, so it had a little bit of that left in there. So I don't want that. And just about got it all done now. Watch your fingers. Don't cut your fingers, okay? So easy to do when you're cutting small things like this. So I'm going to scoop all that aside. And you can see about how much I've got there. This is going to be for 2 people. I've also got some chicken I cooked the night before. So I'm going to kind of chop that up, shred it a little bit, stick that in there. Once again, small pieces of chicken is all I want. And then I'm going to chop up my garlic, get out that little end piece there. I don't like that little end piece there. I don't like that in my food. So then I'm going to chop up my garlic. There's a bunch of ways you can do this. I have a garlic press also, but I like little pieces of garlic in these noodles. It just kind of gives it a good flavor and a good texture. So I chop them up pretty darn fine. Go in one direction and then the other direction. Just keep chopping and chopping and chopping. So that's what I'm doing here, getting this all ready, making sure all these pieces are tiny. And I think that is about where I want to go with this. They're about small enough now. I don't want a big chunk, but then again, I do want a little bit of texture. There we go. Got it nice and fine now. That should do. It should be exactly what I want. Watch your finger when you're wiping off that knife. Okay, don't cut your finger. I also like green onion. Now, I like green onion at the end to just sprinkle on there. I don't really cook the green onion. I cut it so that it's these long slivers here. I kind of like that. Gives it that Asian flair. It gives it more surface area too, so when you're crunching it, it's really good. But like I say, I'm not going to cook these in it. I'm just going to use these more for a garnish on top. So let me get all of these nice and chopped up. There we go, down to the end. Doesn't take much onion. My wife doesn't want onions. I don't put it on hers. This is really just a portion for me on my serving. Then I'm going to take my 2 eggs. I'm going to crack them, pop them in a bowl here. And you're going to see that secret ingredient I'm getting ready to use in just 1 second. Remember I was drinking that nigori sake, which is unfiltered sake? I put a little splash in here. Yeah, it's kind of got a sweet flavor. And I stir that up with the eggs, get them nice incorporated. Now, I don't want to make them just blended to where you can't tell the yolks from the white. But I give them a good stir and leave a little bit of pieces in there. You can see them in there. Make sure my wok is hot. Put a little bit of peanut oil around the sides here. Let that drip down. A lot of people put it in the middle. It doesn't get up on the sides. I want to make sure it gets up on the side here so I don't miss anything. Then I'm going to stir it around a little bit, make sure it's nice and incorporated. Put my eggs in there. Now, these eggs are going to cook really fast, guys, so you don't want to walk away or anything like that. You want to stay right there. If you notice, the edges of these eggs are already starting to firm up. Doesn't take but a few seconds. I'm going to give them a nice stir, kind of push them around a little bit. There we go. Then I'm going to bust it up, make sure everything is cooked. Now, I don't want to cook these down to where they're hard, okay? So I just want kind of like some soft scrambled eggs right here is all I need. And I'm going to give them a good stir here. And then I'm going to set these aside as soon as they get cooked up. And I'm going to use these later on because I don't want to overcook them. But I need all these ingredients prepared. And, you know, a lot of Asian dishes, this is what they do. They have a lot of these the ingredients prepared off to the side so that you can just throw it all together and you can make your meal super fast. So I've wiped it out. I've got some bonito flakes right here. I'm going to sprinkle this at the end. I like the crunch of these, good flavor. But I've cleaned out my wok. Now I'm going to cut up some carrots. And carrots are the same as these onions here. I want to give it kind of that Asian flair. So what I do is I cut it in half. Okay, yeah, I stood it on end. I don't know why I did that. And then I cut this in half again. And that's going to give me a nice flat surface to cut from. Okay, so when it's flat like that, less chance of me cutting my fingers. I'm going to do some angled slices right here. So they're kind of like long and thin. And these are going to be awesome in my stir fry. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with this one here. Nice long slices. Get these all chopped up to where I have enough carrots. My wife does like carrots, so I do a little bit more. There we go. Got the carrots. Now I'll put a little bit more oil in my pan right here. Make sure that is nice and distributed in there. And then I'm going to start throwing in my ingredients and cooking. So here we come first with my carrots. Drop those carrots in there. And they instantly start cooking. Okay, these don't need to cook long, guys. This dish is going to go together really quick. I do want to put a little bit more cooking on that meat there. My wife doesn't like rare steak, so I want to make sure I get a good cook through on that. That's not going to take but a couple minutes, though. Give that a good stir. There we go. Get that in there. Get that nice and incorporated all the way around. Notice that oil disappears almost instantly. Okay, so there is a lot of oil, unfortunately, in Asian cooking, but it does give it good flavor. That's why I use that peanut oil. I actually have an Asian peanut oil I'm using in this particular dish, which makes it extra good. Alrighty, I think that's about where I want it now. It's looking good. And I'm going to put my peas in now, my frozen peas. You don't want to put these in the beginning because these cook super fast, and you want to make sure they're frozen. Okay, if you put peas that aren't frozen, I'll toss my garlic in there, they're going to get all mushy. You don't want that to happen. So I got my garlic and peas in there. We're going to give that another stir. And there we go. Get that all incorporated. That garlic will cook enough. Don't worry about it. There's enough heat going on right there. I've got this burner on full blast, so I know it's going to cook really well. And now I'm going to put those delicious noodles in there. They're going to sizzle. Oh my gosh. Slow motion for effect. How about that? Don't those look good when they move in slow motion? I think they look awesome. Okay. Get all my noodles in there. I'm all set. This dish is coming together. We're going to be done in just a minute. This is so easy, guys. You can do this at home. I'm going to put a little bit of my rice wine vinegar in there. And then I'm going to come along and I'm going to put my next ingredient, which is a little bit of that fish sauce. I mean, like half a teaspoon is all you need. It gives it just a little bit of a salty flavor, which I like. I'm going to put a teaspoon of sugar in there too. And I'm going to put my oyster sauce. Probably about a teaspoon of oyster sauce is all you really need. That's it. There's a little sweetness, a little body, a little flavor. Then I'm going to put my sesame oil. This only needs about less than a teaspoon of that. And then I'm going to put my Chinese vinegar in there. Give it a little acidity. Probably about a tablespoon of that. And then I'm going to come along with my dark soy sauce. About a teaspoon of that gives a nice color. Then I'm going to give it a stir, and we stir. Okay, there it goes. And we get it all stirred up, all incorporated. Man, we are almost done here, guys. A couple more things we're going to do, and we're going to be eating real soon. Alrighty, let me give this a little bit more of a stir. Make sure everything is heated through. Don't forget your eggs. Remember we did those eggs. I'm going to chop those up a little bit. These go in last, okay, because we don't want those all busted up. We just want those kind of heated through there. They're already cooked. Don't have to worry about cooking them anymore. There we go. It's all coming together now. Now it's time to eat. Got these fancy paper plates. You don't always have to have paper plates, but I kind of like it so I don't have to wash dishes every now and then. I'm going to give myself a nice heaping helping. Oh my God, this is so good. Got all those vegetables in there. Got my meats, got my egg. This is a complete meal. Now it's time to go eat this stuff. Yeah, I'm going to put a little bit of my hot oil on there, and I'm just going to enjoy this. This is an awesome dish, guys. You got to try this. You're going to love it. Put your comments below. What do you think of this dish? Do you think it's something you want to try? Let me give it a shot.